Let them. Mm,
Preeti, I just want you to brief about yourself.
ఓకే. యాహ్! సో, నా ఇన్‌స్ట్రక్టర్ ఇప్పుడు ఆహ్, సో, ఒక్క నిమిషం. నా ఇన్‌స్ట్రక్టర్ ఇప్పుడు జూమ్ కాల్ ఉన్నారు తనే కదా?
yes, Preeti. Yeah.
Yeah,
ఓహ్!
Janani.
యాహ్! హాయ్. యాక్చువల్లీ మా
Hi.
ఫ్రెండ్ గూడా వస్తుంది. యాక్చువల్లీ తను ఇంకా పార్ట్ టైమ్‌లో ఉంది. సో, ఇఫ్ యూ డోంట్ మైండ్ ఇది రికార్డ్ చేస్తే తనకి నేను తర్వాత ఒకసారి రికార్డ్
Yeah.
సెక్షన్ ఇద్దాం అనుకుంటున్నా.
Already it's been recorded. మీకు రికార్డ్ అవుతుందండి.
ఓహ్! ఐయామ్ సో సారీ. ఓకే. యాహ్! యూ కెన్ గో అహెడ్ యాక్చువల్లీ యూ కెన్ స్టార్ట్ ద డెమో.
Yeah, Preeti. Yeah, you can start. Introducing yourself. Yeah.
So myself, I'm Preeti. Basically, I'm doing master's in information technology.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have any experience with the coding or something.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to learn this AWS through DevOps.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. Like I'm a very, very beginner for everything.
Okay. Like, do you
So
have
yeah.
any prior experience here with any of the IT tools or something? Have you ever
No.
worked? No.
Oh no, no, no.
Okay. Fine. So I'll start introducing myself. Hi, Preeti. This is Nandeesh. Okay. So I will
Mm-hmm.
be, assisting you in teaching this AWS with DevOps course. And I have 6+ years of experience into this. And currently, I'm working with a company. Okay, is a cloud consultant for a DevOps project. And apart from that, I do deal with yeah, cloud trainings. Okay, and I do support the people for their project works as well. So this was about me.
Okay, yeah.
Um,
Go ahead.
Ganesh, do you want to add something here?
Yeah, nothing from my end, Nandeesh. You can go ahead.
Okay,
So
fine.
you're from like Telugu state, right?
Yes, Preeti, yeah. I'm from
Okay, yeah.
Andhra.
Okay. Okay. No.
Yeah. Like, if you have, any bit, if you don't understand, okay, we can just communicate over in Telugu also, no issues. We can talk.
ఓకే. ఓకేనండి. మా ఫ్రెండ్ ఇప్పుడే వచ్చింది. యాక్చువల్లీ జాయిన్ అవుతుంది తను కూడా.
Oh, okay,
జూమ్
okay.
జాయిన్ అవుతుంది. యాహ్!
Yeah, let her join.
యాహ్!
Hi, Chandrika. Can you hear me?
Hello, am I audible? Hello.
Yeah, we can able to hear you, Chandrika.
Hi everyone. Sorry I'm late.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So, Chandrika, we have Mr. Nandeesh here. So, is the one going to give you overview about the course today and also for the sessions. And we just started just 2 minutes back. We started introduction. Can you brief about yourself, Chandrika?
Okay, I'm a graduate student. My specialization is in information technology, but it is not in project management like Preeti, but it's in security. But I'm still, open about every job post or anything. So it's like SD, or I'm looking for something in DevOps or anything like that. So
Okay, yeah, good, Chandrika. Yeah, nice to hear about that.
thank
Okay,
you.
so let's start with the session. Okay, so welcome you for this demo session on AWS cloud computing. Um, do you have any understanding of the cloud before?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we had something. We had something about it in our undergrad as well as in grad course. We had something about AWS, some associate certification. So we
Okay.
won't be telling you that we are pros at it, but yeah,
Yeah.
if you ask me about the basic knowledge, it's
So if you see, guys, in IT, okay, so currently there are, there is a huge demand, like more people are looking for this DevOps guys in most of the companies, okay.
okay.
So DevOps, okay, and as well as they were looking for any of the cloud platform along with that. They were not only looking for someone who can handle the DevOps tools, but actually who can implement that in the cloud. Okay, so whether it could be, any of the cloud platform, AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud. So basically they are expecting the skill now in the market to have a cloud with a DevOps. Okay,
Okay.
so in the cloud, okay, we have many cloud platforms available in the market. So in that, AWS is most popular. Okay,
Oh,
so because of the reason, okay, so there are a few reasons, okay, that why AWS is more popular. Okay, so in AWS, it is having a very huge global infrastructure. So if you look at the AWS global infrastructure, they have set up their infrastructure across the globe. Okay, so
yeah,
that is one advantage for this company, and other is this has started their cloud journey somewhere in the year 2006. Okay, so this AWS is the company to start enter into this cloud. Okay, and they initially come up with a storage service. Okay,
yeah, it's something called S3, right?
yeah, they come up with some storage service S3. Okay, simple storage service which is similar to your Google Drive. Okay, um, like to store, your personal information, something like that. We use the Google Drive, right? So it's a
Yeah,
similar kind of that. Okay, but in the Google Drive you have some limitations. You can store up to 15 GB, and later you have to, pay for the storage and all. But whereas in the S3, okay, so along with not only storing the data, okay, you
yeah,
have some additional features as well. Like you can share the data through some links, okay,
yeah,
and you can have your static website that you can host with the help of this S3 bucket. So
yeah,
like this, it is having many advantages, okay, of many of its reasons, okay. So people are, crazy about that. So when this S3 got introduced, okay, and this works as a cloud solution as well, okay, for storage related issues.
yeah,
And that's how they started their journey. And later they come up with many of the, cloud services, like providing you a server as a service in the cloud. Okay, this is kind
yeah,
of providing a storage as a service in the cloud. And later they come up with the servers. Okay, You can create your servers with in the AWS, and you can create a network later. Okay,
Yeah.
they come up with a network service like this. They have come up with a lot many services and all. Okay, so that's how this AWS is more popular among the other cloud providers in the market. So then when you talk about the DevOps, okay, so why this DevOps skill is becoming more popular? Okay, so in the DevOps, what you basically will do, okay, so you will be working as you will be a DevOps engineer, okay, to
Okay.
help the development team as well as the ops team. Okay, so if you see DevOps, it's just a process. Actually, it is not a designation. Actually, it's a process, but we people made it as a designation now.
Yeah.
But when it was a- created, it's a process. So if you see this DevOps image, that which you most you will be seeing it anywhere. Okay. Um, Let me copy this image. So this is, kind of a process, okay, that which it works as a development activities along with the operational activities. So here
Yeah.
it is looking very small. Okay, let's open it here itself. And these pictures are, so yeah. So like in the development, it involves like, code management. Okay, so once your code is ready, then it has to build, it has to go for the build, and then build is completed, then it is for the testing, and after you done with the testing, then it has to be released. Okay,
Yeah.
so after the release, okay, now the activity is completed from the developers end. Okay, and
Mm.
once the code is deployed, okay, by the deployment team, and then the operational team comes into the picture to operate and to monitor. Okay, so for any application, so this is the flow that happens in the companies. Okay,
So when the DevOps engineer is concerned, so he or she should be the responsible person for everything in this process.
yeah,
Like,
everything in this process, like from the code. Okay, so you will get the code, okay, from the
okay.
Git repository, and you
Yeah.
have to build it, and the testing team will do the testing. Okay, but whatever the requirement, okay, required for the testing,
Stuck అయిందా నీకు కూడా?
and next
Stuck అయింది.
is release. So in the companies, so you will have, let us say you have an application ABC. Okay, so this application will have some versions, okay, like 2023.2.3. So like this, you might have seen in your apps in the mobile also, right? So each
Yeah.
application will have some release numbers. Okay, so we will be working in the companies in the real time based upon this release. So this release plans, they will define like this: release 22.03, like this. Okay, next release would be like release 24.05. So like this, we define the releases. Okay, and as a DevOps engineer, you have to work on this particular releases. Okay, this particular release will contain all this stuff, like code deployment, building, testing, and releasing and deploying.
Okay.
Okay, so where do you do all these things? These are the tools and applications that are required for for this entire process. So if you look at here,
అవన్నీ tools,
so where
softwares.
we are deploying this,
And
okay, we are deploying this in the cloud, AWS. Okay, if you see here, it is AWS, and
yeah.
through which you are deploying through a Docker container.
Docker. Yeah.
Okay, and where the code is there, the code is there in the Git or GitLab. Okay, and how they are building. So they are using Nexus to build their code, or they are using the Gradle. Okay, so for each and every company and application, it depends. Okay, which type of tools they are using. Okay, and for testing, how they were testing. Are they testing with any other cloud tool or open source tools? That defines. And release, for release, are they using any Jenkins tool? Okay, or OpenStack tool? Okay, that decides. But most of the companies, we use the Jenkins.
Yeah.
And for CI/CD pipelines and all. And even some applications doesn't require Jenkins, so they can directly use the GitLab CI/CD itself. Okay, so I will show my project. Okay, when I show my project, I will show this flow, how it works. Okay, and how this CI/CD is used in the GitLab as well. And
Yeah.
next, for deploying, we use AWS cloud and Docker containers. And for operational, we use the Chef, Ansible, and Kubernetes to operate this deployment activity, like here where our actual application will be there. So you have, for example, if your application is running in the Kubernetes, okay, you have your application in the Kubernetes, and from here, the operation works. And next is the monitoring part. So for to monitor this entire process of your applications, we use some monitoring tools. This Grafana is most popular tool in terms of monitoring the applications which are based off Linux operating system. So actually these all tools we'll be learning in this course. Okay, and each and every tool, how to configure, and what is the purpose and use of that tool, and how to do this automation and integration of all these tools and everything. Okay,
Yeah.
and in this, okay, so in this complete course, okay, so we will start by AWS. Okay, and then we will learn some Linux. Okay, because most of the applications and servers are of Linux operating system based, and then we will be moving to the DevOps topics.
Topics.
So, when you say DevOps, you're talking about all the tools which are mentioned in this diagram, or
Diagram.
Yeah, like all these tools. Okay, for each and every stage, you have some tools mentioned here. For example, for deploying, it is AWS and Docker. So you need to learn AWS here, and you need to understand the Docker as well. So these two are covered here. And for code, okay, we teach the Git or GitLab. So we will learn about Git. Okay, and here for build, we will learn about Nexus. So like this, in each and every stage, what are the tools that are mentioned here, we will be learning about these tools as well.
okay. And also, when you say AWS, you'll be teaching us all the services of the AWS, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So we have the syllabus here. Let me open the syllabus so that you can have a clear picture. So this is the AWS syllabus with the Linux, and yeah. So we start with the architecting on AWS. Okay, so we go with how this AWS is started, and what is about the cloud computing and different service models available in the cloud, and how to set up the free account in AWS, how to register, and how to use that one. And next is about the compute service in the cloud, which is responsible for creation of the servers,
Servers
which
and
is
all, yeah.
basically an EC2 service, Elastic Compute Cloud. So we will learn about how to use the different types of EC2 instances available, and how to calculate the pricing in the cloud, and all this information. And next we'll jump into the VPC, which is a network service in the
Network.
AWS. And here we will do how to create a network from the scratch in the cloud. Okay, and how to test the communication between different subnets, and how to manage the route tables, NAT gateways, and all this information we will do here in the VPC section. Okay, and we do some advanced topics also. We can do, like we can test the site to site VPN connectivity, how to set up this site-to-site VPN connectivity in AWS as well. And this VPC peering connection, okay, how to configure these things, this will be covered. And after that, this is the storage services like EBS, EFS, and S3. This comes into the part of storage. How we can, this EBS is a volume-based storage option available in the cloud that you can this is kind of an external hard disk or pen drive, like you can attach to your computer, and you can remove it and you can attach to the different computer as well, right? So similar kind of service, this is EBS. You can create a volume and you can attach that volume to one instance, and you can unmount and you can mount to a different instance as well. So even if it is having some data. So next is EFS. This is a file system in the cloud. Okay, how to manage the files and permissions, how to share the multiple files with multiple instances. So that we will see here. And next is an S3 service, which is a simple storage service in the cloud. And S3 lifecycle, the features of S3, and what is bucket, what is an event here, and how to manage and how to create a static website by using this S3. So this part will be covered here. And next is IAM, which is Identity Access Management, which is responsible for security in the cloud. Okay, to manage the logging into the accounts and to accessing the resources in the cloud. So all this you
Yeah,
can
like
control here.
like what HTTP if is can be given access and everything like that, right?
That is a security group. That is,
Yeah.
security group. This is IAM. This is a kind of active directory where you can manage your users and their permissions, right? So similar
Okay.
kind of service in AWS, identity and access management. For example, you have your AWS account, okay, and you want to create a IAM user account, okay, who can access the same account, okay, but you
Yeah.
want to restrict the access to limited resources only
Got
or
it.
limited
Got it. Yeah.
services. So those kind of
Is it
stuff.
like Netflix?
No, not like Netflix actually. Yeah, it's kind of Netflix. You can, in the Netflix you have the child control and option, right? In the same account you can
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
duplicate. Yeah, similar kind of that. Like how here you can manage the access here to your account.
Okay.
Because in the company, for example, if you're working in one cloud project, okay, the project will have one AWS account, right? That is a root account. But if there is a 5 members in the team, each member should access that cloud account, correct or not?
Yeah.
So each member, if they want to access the cloud account, then for everybody they can't give the root credentials, right? They can't give the root access to everybody. So for that reason, what they will do, they will create some users, okay, in the root account, and that user credentials only they will be giving to the employees, okay, so that they can
Okay.
access the same account but with limited access, not with the
Okay.
root or admin access, with limited access. Only the root user or administrator can control that, and they can provide you the access and everything.
Hmm.
So that is IAM. And next is the load balancers. So load balancing is very important for applications in the real time. Like whenever there is a huge load, okay, so your infrastructure should able to tackle that. So how to configure this load balancers, and with auto scaling we will see. Mm, and next is a mail service. So this how does this SMTP service works in the cloud? And next is the database service. So how to create databases in the cloud, so in terms of instances, and how to secure that, how to connect to that, and how to manage that. As if you are working as AWS engineer, you will have to interact with all the teams, from the development team or database team, security team, ops team. So with everybody you have to interact, okay. So you should also have knowledge on database as well. So but uh, there will be separate team, AWS data engineers, okay, so who will manage that. But as a cloud DevOps guy, okay, you are the one who is responsible for providing the access to them, okay. So you should know how the database works in the cloud perspective. But here you don't need to learn any DB scripting or something like that, but you should have the knowledge on how to set up a database in the cloud, okay.
Okay.
And next is some AWS business services are there, like email services, and next monitoring services. So whatever the service you create in the cloud, whatever the resource, sorry, whatever the resource, if you are creating a EC2 instance or if you are creating a S3 bucket, okay, everything should come into the monitoring. So for doing that, we have a monitoring service in the cloud, that is CloudWatch, where you can configure the alarms, okay. You can see the metrics over there, you can create the dashboards for your visualization and everything. So this service we will see everything here. And next is a Route 53, which is a DNS management service. So GoDaddy website,
Yeah.
okay, what does the it will do?
It'll give you the domain names, like you can purchase any domain name from them.
Mm.
The DNS is right. Is that right or no?
Yeah, correct. Yeah. So for example, if you're having your web server in the cloud, okay, so you have some HTML content in that, and you have a static website running in that website, for example, and you want to provide the DNS name to your website. So you, whenever you create a website in the instance, okay, so it will be like this, okay, HTTP. So 10.2.3.9.0, so like this, it will be there, right? So with IP only it will be working. So if in order to provide a DNS name, okay, so DNS will convert what, this IP into the
URL.
name, okay, URL into the name and name into the IP, right? It will decode all these
Yeah.
two, vice versa. So if, in order to provide the DNS, okay, we have in AWS a Route 53. So why this 53 comes here? Any idea?
No.
No.
Yeah, 53 is the port number for DNS.
Oh,
So
okay.
that is the reason AWS named this service as Route
Route
53.
53, yeah.
Like for example, for HTTP, we have 80, right? Port, and for HTTPS, we have 443. So similarly, for FTP, DNS, SMTP, we have some protocols. Okay, we will understand these protocols as well. Okay, so the service is named based upon that port number. Okay.
Okay.
So this is Route 53. We will see this, and next is VPS, which is a light sail. This is an instance actually. So next is a certificate part. Okay, so for example, if I open any website, okay, for example, this AWS only. Okay, so if I open aws.amazon.com, it comes with a lock symbol. So what does this means? It is a secured, right?
Yeah.
So if you open the security here, okay, you have here connection is secured or not to see. So if you see here, the certificate is valid, it is displaying. If you open the certificate, you can see some information here. Here you can see the certificate details. Okay, so this is Amazon RSA 2048M01. Okay, this is the certificate name, and the validity period you can see here. It is it is renewed for 1 year, so it is going to expire on next year. So they will again renew this certificate. Okay, so how these certificates are managed? Okay, so this we will understand. For example, uh, we also manage the certificates for our project. Okay, let me open some website here. For example, this is our a static website. Okay, this is running in a EC2 server. So for it is also secured. Okay, we secure this with some certificate. So if we go here and check the certificate, you can see here, but it got proxied. Okay, because there's a Wipro laptop, so they have proxied this. That's the reason you are seeing here the Wipro name here, but it is not provided by Wipro, but because this is a client thing, but it is proxied by the Wipro network, because this laptop is under the Wipro network.
Okay.
Okay, but if the same link, if you open in your mobile or something, okay, in your laptop, in the certificate section you will not see this Wipro, because this is a proxy, but you can see exactly here, let's encrypt or something. I will show when I was connected to different system. Okay, so this is about the certificates part, how to secure the websites using the certificates and all. And next is the LAMP stack on AWS, like with some additional services which is required for to understand the data in the EC2 and the cloud front and AWS billing payment and LAMP servers. So this is on AWS architectural
AWS.
concepts. Okay, and next is we do some Linux modules here, because whenever you are entering to the cloud profiles, even as DevOps guy, so you must also should have understanding of Linux as well. So does you guys have any prior knowledge of a Linux operating system, how to deal with
Linux.
Um, Actually, not that much, but then if you ask us, like we have gone through that once, like downloading a
Downloading
Oracle
Unix.
VM and then uh, using CentOS and then all those stuff. So
Acha, okay, so then you have some knowledge. Okay,
yeah,
Yeah.
but
and
not
also we have used Fedora and Rocky
Fedora.
Linux to some extent. That's it. I mean, that's what it's like. We know a little bit about everything, but we don't know anything.
Which is in depth.
Yeah.
Okay, so no problem. Here will Linux will I will brief you about from the scratch again. Okay, with the basic commands that which you require. Okay, and then we learn something about here the system access and file system in the Linux, which is most important. Okay, so whenever you get any task, okay, to work on some Linux system to automate something and all, so you need to access the files inside the Linux machine. So that time these commands will help you a lot to deal with the files inside the Linux, and how to copy that, how to create a file in that, and how to edit a file. So all this stuff we will discuss here, and some fundamental commands of Linux. Okay, so like change mode. So what is this change mode will do? Like if you want of a file, okay, to run the file, okay, this change mode is a command that which we use. And to change the ownership, so if it is with the user account, and if you want to change the ownership to the root or something like that, we use this change own and change grp commands. And next, what is this pipe command is used for? And we have cut, sort, grep, and unique commands. So this basic commands we will use. So while we do the practical of our AWS services, like we will create the EC2 in the cloud, and we will do manage some and security and load balancing, auto scaling and all. So it at that point of time only we will use this Linux commands. So we will not be separately using it. We will be implementing these commands in our practice, so that you can easily understand exactly where these commands are really used for. Okay, and next is the system administration in the Linux. So how to deal with the different directories in the Linux. Okay, so how to manage the users and system architecture and all this stuff. And next is bit shell scripting. Okay, so how a shell scripting code will help you in your automation tasks and everything. Okay, that we will discuss. And some networking commands, in the Linux we'll discuss, and disk management in the Linux, like how the storage is managed in the Linux. Like if you see in the Windows, okay, you will have a C drive, D drive, and all. Okay, but in the Linux you can't see the drives like that. Okay, so to view the disks and to manage the logical volumes and everything, you need to run some commands. Okay, so like fdisk command, dfh command. So all this disk management commands we will see here. Next, coming to the DevOps topics. Okay, so here we just mentioned a few, but we will undergo all the basic tools and everything about the DevOps. So this is about the
Okay.
course syllabus. Okay, so do you have any concerns here, like on the course syllabus part, on the topics that
No.
which we cover? Like you add
No.
something, or something like that. You feel like you want more on this, or you want bit less here, or something like that.
Yeah, so at this moment of time, we are just getting started with this. So as we go and as we progress, maybe we might able to add something to it, or we can discuss about it when we are discussing about particular topic. For example, let's just say we are learning about some tools in DevOps.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say you will be teaching us few tools, and then someone says about Jenkins, why not learn Jenkins? Why you're learning this? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, at that time, maybe we could discuss about adding topics or something, but now at this point of time everything seems clear, and
Okay.
yeah, and
Yeah,
cohesive
that's
as well.
okay. That's okay, because always we have to be up to the date. Okay.
Yeah,
So if you feel like if we discuss a few other things also, do let me know. Okay, don't be hesitate to ask. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you
um
for assuring us with that.
yeah, no issues, because it's we have to at the end of the day, you should match your skills with the current market as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here, I'll just show you, how does the AWS console looks. Okay, by logging into my account. Okay.
Okay.
um
So before that, I just have one small question.
yeah, please.
After this AWS course or DevOps course, will we be able to take certification exams and then
Yeah, so to talk about the certifications,
so it's like I know we are learning skills and everything. We'll perform in interviews and everything, but of course they'll ask us some legit like proofs or anything like that, right? Like okay, so when we do certifications and all, it adds some weightage to our resume and everything. So is your course tailored in such a way that we'll be able to clear those certifications?
Yeah, exactly. So this course will help you to clear, the associate level certification in the cloud. So this is a certification path, okay, that AWS is offering you. So the foundation level certificate is a cloud practitioner certificate, okay. Even if you do or don't, okay, it doesn't matter. But you can take this associate level exam, okay, if you are interested into the AWS architecting side, okay, then I prefer you to take up this solution architect associate exam. Okay, so
Okay.
even for DevOps profiles also, this architecture associate exam will help you a lot. Okay, unless and until if you are familiar with any coding and all. But if you have some coding knowledge, like if you are able to tackle some coding and scripting kind of stuff, then you can even do this developer associate certificate in the cloud.
Okay.
Okay.
And once you complete this associate, and once you have 2 years of real experience, then only you can go for this professional certification.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what like we kind of tried giving exam for this associate certification, I think 1 year back.
Mm-hmm.
But then we couldn't do it. So I thought like, okay, if we are learning something about AWS, maybe this is the time that we could go, which we could just go forward and give the exam. So that's why I'm just asking you whether the course is designed in such a way that it'll cover
Yeah,
questions from the.
this course is designed for an architecture level and developer levels, because that's how we included the architectural concepts as well as developing concepts. You can go with
Oh,
these two certifications.
okay.
Okay.
And
Also in
before you do this any of the certifications, do let me know. I have a few exam questions. Okay, few dumps I will share you those things. That will help you a lot in clearing your exam easily.
oh,
Yeah, sure.
and thank you so much. Also, what did I thought? Yeah, while learning DevOps, I heard that it'll help if you know Python. So is that like, do we have to come with the full-fledged knowledge about, I mean, coding in Python, or
See,
is that
basically,
okay?
it depends to profiles in and companies to companies. So to enter into the cloud, okay, as a into the DevOps role, okay, you require some prior developing knowledge, but there are some projects and some companies, okay, so they recruit the DevOps engineers. So it depends on the work that which you do in the company. So if you are doing more in the architectural concept, okay, you don't need to learn the Python or any scripting knowledge fully. Okay, even with the AWS CLI commands, okay, you can run the show. Okay,
Okay.
so but if your company is a product company, for example, okay, in the product companies the way of work would be different, and in the service companies the way of work would be different. That's why this question comes. So it depends companies to companies, but for whatever the scripting knowledge that is required for you to get into this role, I will teach you that, but
Yeah,
doesn't
Okay.
require in-depth advanced coding knowledge or scripting knowledge.
got it, got it. So the thing
So
is, like, my undergrad was in ECE. So all my knowledge about coding only I mean lasted till I attended campus interviews. That's it. So that's why I'm asking you, like,
no, it doesn't require actually. So that's just a prospection that most people will say that, okay, but in the real time, okay, you nowhere use the Python code at all, even if
yeah.
you
Okay.
select also. So I have my ongoing project, okay, so we are just running with the AWS CLI commands all the show. So
Mm-hmm.
we have the GitLab here, okay. I'll just show you just for your understanding, okay. So this is a Git, okay, and that which we have, and this GIS is our application, and these are our project works here, okay. So for example, this is an one small task for this, okay. This you are seeing here GIS, right? So GIS is an
Mm.
application, okay. So I think you people might know Telefonica. Does you guys know Telefonica? What is Telefonica means?
No, actually.
No.
So Telefonica is a German based telecom company. Like in India we have Jio, Airtel and all, right? So
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is a kind of telecommunication company in Europe. Okay, so Europe people will know about this. Okay, so this Telefonica is having 15 to 16 applications, something like that. So out of that, this GIS is one application. GIS means Geo Information Systems. So this application is hosted in AWS and with Kubernetes and all. So here, if you see the code, okay, we write in the CI/YAML. Okay, we are not using any .py files here. We are using
Yeah.
ci.yaml files. So this is all AWS script, that is CLI script. This is, and we have the CI/CD here itself in the GitLab itself. So here how we
Okay.
run the pipelines with schedulers and all.
Okay. So we don't need any external application like Jenkins or anything for that pipelines here.
Yeah, but for having understanding of Jenkins is also important. Okay, so this we have GitLab here. Okay, but what if
Yeah.
your project is using Git? If your project is using Git, then you require Jenkins. But if your project is using only GitLab, so you can use CI/CD here itself.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So GitLab is
Git
the
is
one which
different,
has
GitLab is
everything
different.
in.
Yes,
Yeah.
So
correct.
Okay.
GitLab is different from Gits.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
So Git and GitLab both are different. So you can see here, so we have Git and we have GitLab as well.
Mm.
So both are
Mm.
different, and I will,
So
tell you what
GitLab
is the
is like
understanding.
a Visual Studio or
Yes.
anything in like that, right? So
Yeah. So
where you
in
can get all the libraries and stuff.
correct. So this is one thing, and I will just show you some architecture. This architecture I have, just to show you how we, design the architecture and all. So this is, how, the architecture diagrams are drawn for any of the clouds. So this is for AWS cloud. So
Very good.
initially,
Okay.
this understanding would be, bit difficult, but once you learn and get interacted with the AWS services, then you can understand what is this symbols represents. Okay. So this
Yeah.
is the
Okay.
cloud, this is the region, and inside the region you will have VPCs and subnets, all this stuff.
Auto scaling groups, load balances.
Yeah, this is a project that is, running on Kubernetes and all.
Okay.
So here we
Okay.
use the AWS EKS, and this is the different load balances that we use. And we have a, connectivity from outside also, and we have a connectivity to inside as well. So like this, the way we go forward. Mm, and in the upcoming classes, we can start learning about the services. So about we
Yeah.
start with learning the cloud, and then we'll see how to set up account and how to get into AWS first.
How long is the
Okay.
duration of the course?
This, we try to complete, based upon your, slot and the timing. So I will confirm you that. But we are, planning to complete the 45 days of training. This is.
45 days, like everything AWS, Linux, and DevOps. Oh,
Yeah, like it depends on your number of hours as well. Okay, but we can see how, fast we do.
Okay.
okay.
Any questions you have?
సో మాకు నోట్స్ అది కూడా మీరు ఇస్తూ ఉంటారా? లైక్ అంటే క్లాస్ అయ్యగానే అంటే
ఇప్పుడు క్లాస్లో ఇక్కడ ఏదైతే మనం టీచ్ చేస్తామో ఇక్కడ పెయింట్లో ఇక్కడ రైట్ చేసి అది ఇవ్వడం జరుగుతుంది. ప్లస్ ఐ హ్యావ్ సపరేట్ నోట్స్. ఓకే, నా దగ్గర సపరేట్
ఓకే.
నోట్స్ ఉంది. అది కూడా నేను మీకు షేర్ చేస్తాను. లినక్స్ నోట్స్ సపరేట్ ఉంది, AWS నోట్స్ సపరేట్ ఉంది.
ఓకే.
సో అది మీకు థియరిటికల్ అండర్స్టాండింగ్కి హెల్ప్ అవుతుంది.
యాహ్!
బట్ బెటర్ ఏంటంటే ఒక రన్నింగ్ నోట్స్ ఏదైనా మెయింటైన్ చేయండి.
పెట్టుకుంటాను.
జస్ట్ కమాండ్స్ నోట్ చేసుకోవడానికి, జస్ట్ ప్రాసెస్ ఫ్లో నోట్ చేసుకోవడానికి.
యాహ్!
మోస్ట్లీ ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసేటప్పుడే మీకు ఆల్మోస్ట్ అర్థమవుతుంది. నెక్స్ట్ ఒక 1 or 2 డేస్లో మీరు ఒకసారి అది ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేస్తే అది మీకు ఇంకా ఎక్కువ రోజులు మీకు గుర్తుంటుంది అలా.
హ్మ్.
సో ఇద్దరికి ఏమైనా ప్రయర్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ ఏమైనా ఉందా? ఐటీలో ఏమైనా వర్క్ చేసినారా ఏమైనా? ఓకే. సో ఏ రోల్ మీద వర్క్ చేశారు ఐటీలో?
అది యాక్చువల్లీ మేము చేసింది ఐటీ అంటే తను కూడా చేయలేదు, నేను కూడా చేయలేదు. ఐటీ రోల్స్ ఇద్దరం చేయలేదు.
యాక్చువల్లీ నేను 2020 పాస్డ్ అవుట్ అనమాట. అయితే ఆ లాక్డౌన్ అయ్యే ఎగ్జామ్స్ అయ్యేటప్పటికే అయిపోయింది మొత్తం రోజులన్నీ. ఐబీఎంలో జాయిన్ అయిన 5 మంత్స్కి ఇక్కడికి వచ్చేసాను. సో అది ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ కాదు, లిటరలీ సర్వర్ పర్మిషన్స్ వస్తున్నాయి అంతే ఇంకొచ్చేసాను.
ఓకే, ఫైన్.
సో
ఓకే.
నో
సో ఇప్పుడు
ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్.
ఓకే, నో ఇష్యూస్. ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ జస్ట్ జస్ట్ నాకేంటంటే మీకు ఏమైనా తెలిసి ఉంటే ఆ వేలో ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయడానికి ఈజీ అవుతుందని. బట్ మీకు ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ ఏం లేకపోతే దెన్ ఐ కెన్ టీచ్ ఫ్రమ్ ద బిగినింగ్ ఆల్ ద
యా
స్టఫ్.
ప్లీజ్, అదే బేసిక్స్ నుంచి లైక్
అంటే బేసిక్స్ నుంచి మాకు ఇద్దరికి అసలు నిజంగానే
యా, షూర్. దెన్ వీ కెన్ స్టార్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ ద బేసిక్స్.
ఓకే.
సో కరెంట్లీ మీరు మాస్టర్స్ ఏ సబ్జెక్ట్ మీద చేస్తున్నారు? లైక్ వాట్ యువర్ లర్నింగ్ దేర్? సేమ్ లైక్ ఐఐటి ఆర్?
యా, సో ద థింగ్ ఈస్ లైక్ ఐటీలోనే లైక్ 2 స్పెషలైజేషన్స్ ఉన్నాయన్నమాట ఇక్కడ. తనది ఏంటంటే ప్రాజెక్ట్ మేనేజ్మెంట్, నాది సెక్యూరిటీ.
ఓకే. సో
సో
సెక్యూరిటీ లైక్ విచ్ టూల్స్, ఏమైనా పర్టికులర్ టూల్స్ ఉన్నాయా?
టూల్స్ అంటే పర్టికులర్గా ఏం లేదు, బట్ ఇదే ప్రైవసీ, కాన్ఫిడెన్షియాలిటీ, ఇంకా ఇలాంటి కాన్సెప్ట్స్ అప్పటి నుంచి హ్యాండ్స్ ఆన్గా అయితే ఏం లేదు కోర్స్లో. బట్ ఇంకొక కోర్సెస్లో ఉండే లైక్ మాకు కంప్యూటర్ నెట్వర్క్స్ ఉండే అనమాట. దాంట్లో సిస్కో నెట్వర్క్ రౌటర్స్, స్విచెస్ అన్ని ఎలా చేయాలి అండ్ ఇంకొక సబ్జెక్ట్ వచ్చేసి టాబ్లూ గురించి, లైక్ లైనక్స్ కూడా ఎక్కడో ఉండేది, బట్ అదే.
అంటే మాస్టర్స్ లో లైక్ పైన చెప్పారు, అంత డీప్ గా అయితే మాకు ఏ సబ్జెక్ట్ కూడా లేదు.
ఓకే, ఫైన్.
యా.
ఓకే.
సో టైమింగ్స్ అవన్నీ ఒకసారి మేము అంటే గణేష్ కి ఒకసారి చెప్పి సార్ కి మీకు చెప్పమని చెప్తాం. లైక్ సో దట్ మన టైమింగ్స్ లైక్ ఏ డేస్ లో అవుతుంది ఏంటి అనేది డిస్కస్ చేయొచ్చు.
Ganesh will discuss all the things and all.
యా, షూర్.
Ganesh, you can take over now.
Okay, sure. Let me talk to them.
Okay.
So any questions అండి చంద్రిక, ప్రీతి మీ సైడ్ నుంచి?
ఏమీ లేవు గణేష్ గారు, ఆల్రెడీ ఉన్న క్వశ్చన్స్ ఆల్రెడీ అడిగాము.
ఓకే,
సో వి గాట్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ మాట.
ఓకే, షూర్ అండి. దెన్ మీరు నాకు టైమింగ్ సెపరేట్ చేయండి. లైక్ వీ కెన్ డిస్కస్ ఓవర్ ద కాల్.
యా, షూర్.
ఓకే, దెన్ మీకు ఇంకేం క్వశ్చన్ లేకుంటే దెన్ వీ కెన్ వైండ్ అప్.
యా.
Okay, thank you guys. Bye.
థ్యాంక్ యూ.
థ్యాంక్ యూ.
థ్యాంక్ యూ అండి, థ్యాంక్స్ ఫర్ యువర్ టైం.
Yeah, bye.